Hello, everyone. This is Will.
This is Alex.
Welcome back to another episode of They Mostly Come Out at Night.
Mostly.
Oh my god. So, quite often, we get very awkward movies on this podcast.
Like our last one.
Our last one was really awkward, Death Dimension, because anything by L. Adamson is awkward
It's horribly awkward.
This kind of... Probably the most awkward in 1978 so far.
Oh, yeah.
I think this takes the cake, because it's not like Al Adamson awkward, it's worse than that. It's weird.
It's not weird, Will. It's just, like I said, it's like a movie that's made by a potato.
This movie is a potato. But not like a nice like baked potato or like
no.
However you like to prepare your potato. There's millions of ways to prepare a potato.
Like
right?
Go to the store.
Just pick out the ugliest potato you can find.
Not even that. Go to the store and just look at a sack of potatoes. Like the visual of just a sack of potatoes, brown, dirty potatoes. That's
this movie.
What this film looks like.
So tonight we watched Mardi Gras Massacre.
This almost feels like a fucking throwback.
Now, we were scared because we've seen Meat Cleaver Massacre, which, in fact, did not have any meat cleavers.
Nor massacres.
I think, like, 2 people died.
And, of course, when you see that title, Mardi Gras Massacre, you're immediately like, well, there's not even going to be a Mardi Gras in it.
But don't worry, Alex. They got you, because we get one single scene of Mardi Gras.
We get a single scene of Mardi Gras where they have our awkward dweeb actor
and I guess
walking around.
It's technically a massacre because he did kill 3 people, but it wasn't during Mardi Gras.
No, it's not during Mardi Gras. It's not at the same time.
But like you said, and you mentioned this, and I agree. What else would you call this movie?
I don't know.
Like ritual
killer?
Yeah, I don't know.
But you call it Mardi Gras Massacre, and you put it on a poster, and oh baby.
Yeah, you get like an artist to do like a rendering of like a guy like looking all creepy and like a hot girl.
Like, look at that fucking poster.
Yeah.
What is that shit? Is that in the movie?
And
I assure you it's not.
No, and you're just like, okay. He's using a razor, which looks more threatening than what he actually used in the movie.
Oh, the pie scraper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The pie tin thingy.
That's terrifying.
Oh, it's horrifying. Don't worry, because you get to see the same sacrifice 3 times with different women, but it's exactly the same every single time.
It's the same thing, except the last one, which
kind of extended it.
Well, no, it's just the director or whoever found out either by reading her fucking resume or something that the actress kind of does dancing. Yeah, and so they just threw that in there.
They made it slightly longer. Now, I'm not gonna lie, there's not a lot here. There's not a lot to unpack here. There really isn't.
Oh, no.
The movie is an hour and a half, and most of that is drama and the sacrifice scenes. So, drama that doesn't have anything to do with the actual plot, by the way.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't have shit to do with nothing.
No, and these are the worst detectives I've seen in quite a while.
Yeah, we get a lot of bad police work on here. I'm
good lord,
genuinely baffled.
They did jack shit. They literally did absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
They asked like a few people a few questions and then just got lucky and then failed
at everything.
Everything. They literally failed at everything, and we're supposed to be like, these are 2 like hard-boiled detectives.
These are the guys that they're gonna get them.
You know what? They're gristled and they're ready to go
because their boss is like, Mardi Gras coming, like you have to catch this guy, and you guys need to fucking get on the case. And then we just see them. Meh.
Should we do like a normal breakdown?
We can try.
Okay. All right. Let's do it. Let's try.
Well, let's just start this off by how the movie starts off. Where it's a bar.
Yes. So there's 2 girls talking to a bartender, and then some weirdo
walks in, and he's doing... If you ever watch old movies, like, there's that thing called the mid-Atlantic accent,
Yeah, it's not like a real accent.
It's not a real
but
accent?
They did it because it sounded cool in those movies, right?
It was supposed to sound classy, so like actors like Cary Grant would have
Like
it.
Jimmy Stewart, I think, had it. Yeah, they just like hard-boiled detective, like, see, like,
Yeah.
we gotta tick like this because it sounds cool.
And they would talk like that. Like, it was just like watch like a fucking, I don't know, like an old Hitchcock movie or something. You'll see what I'm talking about. But he talks like that, and he comes in and he's immediately weird.
Oh my god, every single person, regardless of who they are,
Oh yeah,
is weird in this.
no. I'm not saying that. Believe me, I'm not saying that the guy playing the killer is a fucking ham.
No,
Is a baked ham, and everyone else is Marlon Brando.
they're all baked.
I assure you, the ham display is.
is on.
We have our
Full
tavern
display.
ham,
Mhm.
our fucking
It's a buffet.
Black Forest.
It's a buffet of ham in this movie. Okay, like there's literally no person in this movie that acts like an actual human being.
Because he walks in and he's immediately like, I got money, blah, blah, blah. And the two girls are like talking to him, like, well,
He's
we
like,
can have some fun.
well, what do you want tonight? And he's like, I need someone evil.
Yep.
That
Literally
is
like that.
literally how long he waits.
And they're immediately like, okay.
like, whatever, this guy's not weird.
Well, no, it's like, if someone asks you that, like, I need someone evil, your first question might be like, whoa, like, what the fuck does that mean? What do you...
What do you mean evil? Like,
What does that mean?
Like bad things or?
But they're just immediately like, oh yeah, I got you.
Well, because again, they're prostitutes, so you could, by definition, a lot of people think that is evil.
Yeah, but according to him, no. There's a special kind of prostitute.
There's a special kind of
Evil. And, like, I don't know what that means. Because here's the thing. None of the evil people in the movie...
Sorry, I need to turn my phone down. Shit.
None of the evil people in the movie are evil. I mean, I don't get...
No, they're just like, I don't know, they're just kind of just people.
They're just people.
They don't do it, like, none of the people in this movie, like, none of the prostitutes that get sacrificed do anything bad.
Yeah.
They, like, the friends around them just kind of label them as evil, but they don't act evil and they don't do anything wrong.
Yeah, like,
They
there's no scene, like...
they're just kind of there.
There's no scene where, like, they're like, oh, well, what have you done that's evil? We don't get any
You
of that.
don't
They're
see
just-
one of them, like, picking up a baby and punting it or anything
No,
like that.
if only. If only.
You don't see one, like, murdering a cat or, like,
No.
like
They're just,
like kicking a dog. I don't
No.
know. Like,
nothing.
there's nothing to distinguish these women as evil.
Nothing. And,
Actually, they're kind of tame when they, like, meet him.
no, they're very like, okay, well, like, what do you want to do?
Whatever, like, let's just drink and then get this over with.
But they fucking bring out this one, and she's evil. And my favorite fucking thing is he's giving money to, I think, the fucking bartender or whoever. And he's like, well, that's going to cost you. He takes out a dollar bill.
No, remember? So she said, like, oh, well,
Oh, yeah, to her.
She's like, well, how much you got? Because she keeps playing with her shirt and, like, I don't know.
He's like, are you
stupid.
evil? She's
But
like, yes.
She's like, okay, so it's like 100, and he's like, I'll pay you 2, and she's like, oh, okay, and this is where he
takes out a dollar bill and kind of just flicks it.
flicks it like he's taking out more cash, but you can clearly tell he's not taking out any more cash. It's just a dollar bill.
Like, take a dollar bill and just kind of hold it out and just kind of flick the tip to where it's just like, and it's like, if you're an idiot and you're looking at it, you might be convinced that, oh, his money bag is over here. But if you have even a tiny lizard brain and you look at that scene, you can tell, no, he's just flicking a dollar bill.
I love this movie because the guy is supposed to be this, like, rich, like, really rich guy.
Yeah, because he just walks in and every time he just got money.
But here's the thing: every time he's quote unquote got money, it's always like $1.
Literally.
It's literally always a single dollar.
And not even like stacks.
And, like,
Like single bills.
And it's hilarious because like the characters are so impressed with this dollar bill, and it is very clearly just a dollar. And
it's
they're
not,
like, they're acting like this is like he just like slammed down a fucking like $1,000 bill.
It's not even stacks of money. It's not even like he's got a stack of dollars.
I'm not kidding you. Most of the time, it's a single, and I mean single dollar bill.
That's all he has.
He's the wealthiest man in New Orleans has a single dollar bill.
He can buy all the evil prostitutes.
Yes, every single one of them with a dollar bill.
He takes her, and then I guess she gives the fucking money to the bartender, and they leave. And he does this stupid fucking thing.
So oh my god. So they go into his room, his like apartment.
Yeah.
And he has wine set up, and he's like, "Would you like some wine?" She's like, "No, you paid for it. Let's just get to it."
He's like,
really
"Okay."
Care. He's like, "Okay," and then he goes over to this medical bed, and he's like, she's like, "Whoa, weird bed," and he's like, "Lay down on my bed."
And she does.
And she does. She gets naked.
I forgot the most important part of the scene.
Yes.
Is that they have to get completely naked.
Al Adamson, eat your heart out because there's so many boobs in this movie.
This movie would make Al Adamson blush.
I think it would because it's even more like...
With the display of boobs and just full frontal.
It's even more like... just
blatant
than Al Adamson. At least he has a little bit of taste.
Well, he makes you wait for it a little bit.
I know.
Even a little.
But no,
this movie's just like boom.
So
but she takes off
they're filming it from like 50 miles away.
Oh, I forgot to mention, like every scene
the
in this.
camera work, like cinematography, it's either too close or like just like way too far away where you can't really tell what's going on.
90% of this movie is filmed from like across the room.
Yeah.
And it's just one still shot of like her.
I'm still thinking about this fucking scene.
She gets on the fucking table. Not the table, the fucking bed.
This fucking scene. I can't believe it.
And then he's like, "I'll go get ready."
And then he goes into he gets like a poncho and a little like metal tin
mask,
like a tin mask. And he presumably puts massaging oil on her.
Yeah, because he goes over
like
and...
warm massaging oil.
Oh my god, and the fucking...
Oh my god, this is what I'm laughing about, because they do the whole thing where they have ADR, but it's like
oh, that's good.
Oh, that feels good. And he's like, oh yeah. Yeah, the whole... It's so...
with ADR, with like the awful spooky music.
It's so awkward, just... Oh yeah. Oh, that feels good. Oh yeah.
My favorite though is like literally he like puts the fucking oil on them, and then the second he like even touches them, they're just like
yeah,
like this is the best.
He's like, yeah, oh yeah, and they're like, oh yeah, that feels good. He's like, oh yeah,
Magic Man here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and he like, so he's massaging her, and he like ties up her like both her feet and her arms. And then he like goes and gets his little pie server
and
with a little statue
and the
on
fucking
it.
Jam comes on.
I know, it's a fucking bop that plays every time he says.
It's this fucking like
the only literally when you watch this movie, if you watch it, it is literally the only thing you can look forward to in these sacrifice scenes because they're so boring. But at least you get the fucking fire sacrifice.
It's this fucking weird like disco John Carpenter shit that just plays over the sacrifice.
Yeah.
As he like goes and like. He like pokes her hand.
What he does first is he like pokes them with a ring.
Yeah, he pokes her boob
with the ring. He has this giant. The only identifying factor that the detectives get is this giant ring that he's wearing.
Well, it's clear that's the only thing, Will, because other than that, he just looks like everybody else.
That's what everyone says.
Yeah.
But so he stabs the girl with the ring, or like pokes her, and then he's like, first your hands, which you used to take the money, and then like stabs her hand, and then he goes over to her left foot,
and then he's like,
your foot,
which you used to bring yourself here, and then he stabs her foot,
and he's like, and now
the organ which you used to do evil.
Yeah, and then he just like starts like sawing her like torso,
and he takes her heart out,
and then he holds it up to the statue.
Holds it up to the statue like fucking.
that is the sacrifice, and I'm not explaining it 2 more times because that is exactly what happens in the next. Except for the third one.
He holds up the heart like Kali Ma, and puts it in like a thing, and then the end scene.
Do we have to explain the other 2? They're exactly the same, except for one of them has a dancer.
We can briefly go over the third one, but I don't.
The second
don't
one,
need to.
The
talk
second
about
one
it.
is exactly the fucking same. As,
It is exactly
and
the same.
after that one little thing in the third one, it is exactly the fucking same.
Exactly the same.
So much the same that they use the same shots for the stabbing of the hand and the cutting of the foot.
And the cutting of the foot, yeah.
They literally use the same, but they created, for some reason, they created 3 torsos.
3
to
fake
cut
torsos. Some goon
made fake titties.
fake titties and bellies
to cut into
for this potato film.
And they look
sad.
They look so fake.
They look
so
okay.
fake.
The only problem is in that first scene when it cuts to like the torso, it looks nothing like the woman's body.
No.
Nothing.
And it's not like breathing or anything.
No.
It's not reacting to his touch.
Like the other 2 are a bit closer, but that first one looks fucking off.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ. And
So-
then we get our fucking detectives.
They go to the bar where the first. So what he does is he sacrifices them and then leaves them at the train tracks.
Yeah.
So we get the detectives. They go to the bar where the girl that was murdered was last seen.
Mm-hmm.
So they ask around, and everyone tells them he just looked like they didn't know who he was with, or he looked like a normal guy.
They just know that some guy
But he
showed
had
up
a
and she went
giant-
home with him.
But he had a giant fucking gold ring on his finger. That is the only identifying factor they
That's
get.
it. The only thing the cop gets out of this scene is he meets a prostitute,
He meets his new girlfriend, you mean?
and then after they interrogate her mildly, he's like, "What are you doing for dinner?" And then it happens so quick I didn't even fucking notice. It's like new scene in what almost looks like the same fucking
I
bar,
think it is the same bar, just a different section of the
but
bar.
now it's supposed to be a restaurant for dinner.
So they start having dinner, and she tries to order champagne badly because she messes up the line, and then he's like, "Nah, we're getting Blue Nun,"
And chill the glass. Remember?
yeah, and then the waitress is like, "Chill the glass."
And
Yeah,
she
she's
writes it
writing
down
it
on a
down.
notepad.
I don't get it. And then he's like, "You're that blah blah blah," and it's like this stupid dialogue.
There's this there's this table next to them that starts having this fight where the guy like smacks this woman in the most awkward way.
And then the detective kind of stops it, and the girl, it's so weird because she tries to like go over to the other guy, and like the detective like pulls out his gun, and everyone just leaves except for the fucking couple that you mentioned who were just staring at each other the
whole
entire
scene.
time. Like,
There's a couple that's in like the very forefront of the
shit
scene.
you not, it's like a death glare. Like
Both of them are just sitting there staring.
Not talking,
Not moving.
just staring at each other.
Not even moving. Not even one of them lifts a finger. They're just staring the whole scene. It's like the director was just like, "Okay, just stand very still. I'll give you directions later."
Okay, act natural.
Yeah, act natural.
And like apparently that was how they acted natural.
At no point were they like, "Hey, you should like talk to each other." No, fuck
So
that.
the girl's like, "Oh, I owe you one."
For
And then-
something.
and
Oh,
then-
because he won't take the guy to jail.
Well, she told him not to, and he's like, "Fine." You know, it's like.
And then she's like, "You owe me one," and he's like, "Nah, kid, I don't owe you nothing." She's like,
No, remember? Because she's like, "I owe you one since you like saved me back
Yeah.
there," and he's like, "You don't owe me nothing." And then it immediately cuts.
well, she's like, "No, I owe you one." Like, okay, and then it cuts to,
Cuts to him in bed.
and we
Well,
get a
okay.
brief
We get a guy walking off screen. First.
a crew member quickly running off screen.
Yes. Like right when the scene starts. This is like one of the only like stage crew goofs I saw, but
Yeah, so it's still pretty fucking
you know, when
blatant.
watching these movies, I still have not seen anything as,
Like Body Shop.
as brain dead as Body Shop with
No.
the whole like clapboard scene. I am still in awe
that they put that in there.
That is the biggest goof I've ever seen in a movie ever.
This came close. They almost did it.
Yep.
But not quite. However, what follows is just painfully
Pure
awkward.
insanity.
Because she comes out wearing like a night dress, and the guy's like, "What the fuck is it?" She's just like, again, she's like, "I owe you one."
And she like takes off her top and then like covers.
The guy's
herself
like,
up.
"Are you shy?"
Oh.
And then they.
I swear to God, the lines sound improvised.
That's where she maneuvers. She spends like 5 minutes maneuvering herself to kiss him, and then
she's like, "Consider this me owing you one." He's like, "I told you, you don't owe me anything."
And then she's like, "I'll give you one."
And then they presumably have sex, but don't worry because we get another scene of him and their goon guy at a fucking bar.
Picks up another
girl, takes her to the fucking place, and
same thing.
Dines her. He orders her Chinese food.
That's the third one.
Oh, you're right. Sorry.
This one he just gives her wine.
He gives her wine, and they go into the room, and then he kills her in this exact same way the fucking first one died.
And then after this, it immediately cuts to
dating montage.
The cop and the prostitute dating.
Dating montage. It is a whole montage of them just doing fun shit in New Orleans.
And after it ends, the guy's like talking to his partner about how like, oh, she probably wants to get married and all this stuff. And
he says they've known each other for 6 days.
6 days.
She's already talking about kids and shit. And he's like, well, I don't know if I want to get married. And the other detective's like, well, she didn't mention marriage, did she? You're the only one talking about marriage.
He's like, it's weird. Like a former vice cop and a prostitute, but I feel worse for her because she has to put up with you. Ha ha. And then they decide to do like, because their captain yells at them. They're like, oh, we should do like some police work.
They get a call and there's another body because they're not doing their job and they haven't found jack shit about anything.
Well, yeah, because their captain like chews them out and they're like, oh, I guess we have to do police work for a little bit. So they go talk to the fucking local sacrifice expert. And it's just a guy reading his script on the table. Talking about Aztec demons and shit.
This has nothing to do with what is going on. It's not even the same deity that he mentions that he's worshipping.
Yeah, no, it's not even close.
Like nothing. This scene is
pointless.
Like nothing happens from this scene. So like he's just like him explaining different shit, and they just are like okay, and then they just leave.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to a scene of a girl dancing on a stage.
She's not dancing. Well, she's more just like kind of trotting around.
Oh, yeah, the devil girl.
Because
if she has devil horns, she's evil.
He didn't even have to ask. The fucking he gets her. Like eventually.
Well, remember she like gets off stage and goes to another guy and is like, "Hey, that John has a lot of money because he gave her a single dollar bill." And she's like, oh, he's like, okay, try and pick him up. And so
she does.
He picks her up and is gonna take her to get sacrificed.
But the guy she talked to ambushes them.
And so they have a weird,
awkward fight.
This fight scene is just them like kind of like
tussling.
It's like how if you ever had a brother growing up, just like wrestling. It's just like awkward wrestling. And eventually, for some reason, like the girl charges at him, but like the guy is her boyfriend is clearly in front of him, and
she stabs the boyfriend,
and then like collapses over him and like cries, and it's like you clearly saw your boyfriend there,
and you stabbed him.
You still stabbed him.
Yeah,
it's not like he turned quickly or anything. He was clearly right in front of the guy.
Well, it's fine because guess what? It immediately cuts to our idiot at
forget
another
about
bar.
Forget about this scene too, the devil scene, because nothing happens from that.
Because our dude is at another bar with the woman just kind of standing there in front of him, and another weird fucking Weird Al Yankovic dude sits down.
Okay, so this is how he talks. He's like. He talks in rhymes, and
he's playing an invisible piano.
He's like, hey Jack, you wanna like stack? Do 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 do. And then
And then he's like, I need evil girl.
he's like, you need evil girl, and
And then he starts like,
it's gonna give you a whirl.
but it's gonna cost you. And then he gives him a dollar bill. And then he's like, one is fun. And then he gives him another dollar bill. And then he's like, two, blah blah blah. And then he gives him another dollar bill. Three, blah blah blah. And eventually he gives him a whole $4 bills, Will. And he's like, I got you. It's this one right in front of you. And he's like, you guarantee she's evil? And he's like, yeah, man. And then he convinces her to go.
Yeah, man.
Convinces her to go with this guy.
She's like, hey, I got you a John for your
Because you owe me.
bonds, Han. I
can't. They found someone weirder than the fucking main guy. It was shocking.
His anaconda don't want none if you ain't got buns, Han.
Stevie Wonder over here. And she goes with him. And they're there, and at his apartment, and then she's like, I'm hungry.
He's like, okay, what can I order you? Anything you want. And
He's like, what do you... No, first he's like, what do you want? Anything. And she's like, Chinese food. Like, because my mom dated a Chinese guy, and blah, blah, blah. And then he gets on the fucking phone and orders delivery. And then he's like, at the very end there, he's like, and a fortune cookie. And then a guy shows up.
So she takes a shower.
Oh yeah, no, he tells her to take a shower so we can get more boobs in the movie.
Yep. So that just blurry, foggy boobs, and then the delivery guy shows up. I guess the delivery guy noticed his giant fucking ring.
There's this part where they're like, when he gives him the tip, the delivery guy like stares at his ring, because apparently it's so fucking noticeable, and he just walks away. But she's done with the shower. She eats for like 10 seconds and is like, "This is so good. Let's go."
And then he takes her into the sacrifice room and is like, lay down on this bed. And then
she starts dancing.
She starts interpretive dancing on the bed.
And then she gets on there, and
he's like, how old are you?
How old are you?
19. Get out of here right now. She's like, no, you paid for this. Let's do it.
Let's screw.
And he just ties her to the bed and then does his sacrifice.
Yeah, so like he's like, no, get out of here. And then she takes off her...
He has like a glimmer of like maybe remorse. I don't know what they were trying to convey.
Well, yeah, like what?
He just does it.
He didn't ask any of the other ones how old they were. But she takes off her panties, and immediately he's like, fuck it.
He's like, whatever. I'm going to sacrifice this.
And the same thing. Rinse, repeat. Cuts out the heart, Kali Ma end. But then, because we need drama in the movie, Will.
Oh my god.
Our fucking
this
cop...
This is where the movie just takes a huge dip.
And his girlfriend are arguing. Because early in the movie, in a scene that maybe took 2 seconds, he took the money... Like, the bartender for the first prostitute gave him the money...
To seize as evidence, right?
But instead of using it as evidence, he just took it.
Yeah, and so she figures it out. And
somehow.
There's this big drama scene where she's yelling at him, like, I knew, all you cops are the same. You just take the money, and you don't care about anyone else. And they have
a fight, and he calls her a whore, and it just...
He slaps her, and
then she goes...
leaves and gets, just shitty drunk at a club.
She goes to a disco, while the other cop just watches her, shaking his head, oh, shameful, shameful. And then she dances, gets into a fight. The other cop takes her home.
Dragged away.
And stuff.
This all happens.
After this, I'm not gonna lie, I stopped taking notes.
So now we get the scene where the fucking, obviously, the police chief is like, you guys need to do some fucking work because Mardi Gras is approaching.
Right now.
It's almost Tuesday, Fat Tuesday, and you guys need to get some fucking work done because he's already killed 3 fucking people and you haven't found jack shit.
And Mardi Gras is on Tuesday, you need to get on because he kills them every Tuesday.
I love their logic because right after the police chief tells them this, they're like, well, they always kill in 3s. I'm sure he's done for the season.
Yeah.
Like, that is literally their logic.
That makes no sense.
Like, okay, you have a guy murdering people, and you're just like, yeah, he's probably done. We don't need to do anything.
No, we don't need to take any measures
Let's
or
just
anything.
call it a day, and we'll go get some burgers, and then just hang out, okay? Everything's gonna be fine from here on out.
We do get the montage of them hassling people on the street, though.
Yeah, because the police chief finally is like, you guys need to do some fucking police work, because you guys are fucking terrible.
And they hassle some people on the street, and that's like it.
So then,
Also, at some point, though, I just want to mention, because this made me laugh to no end, is they're like, someone's like, well, they kill prostitutes. Well, you know, I think Mardi Gras is fine. There's no prostitutes during Mardi Gras.
Oh my god. So the next
That's realistic, Will.
The scene after the shakedown thing is our creepy dude, John or whatever the fucking name is. He goes to a bar and he tries to get the bartender. So he bribes the bartender into giving him three prostitutes for Mardi Gras. And the guy's like, well, I don't know. It's not going to be easy to... And the guy's like, okay, I'll give you I'll just give you a shit ton of money.
Yeah, all this money is yours.
It's like $500, but like, I guess in the 70s, that was quite a bit. So,
it's $500 up front, and then like $300 each after.
Yeah, so he offers them a boatload of money. And it's just like, okay, well, we're going to meet here. And, you know, I just need 3 girls. And so then we get our obligatory, because they had to add it into it because it's called Mardi Gras Massacre.
We got a scene of Mardi Gras.
We get one solitary scene of Mardi Gras, and it's really awkward.
Because people keep staring at the camera.
They keep staring at the camera, and some of them even wave at the camera, and some of them even like put like peace signs up and shit like that.
And we get our idiot John just wandering around Mardi Gras with
like that
the mask.
Poor fucking bastard had to walk around Mardi Gras with that tin mask on and just act like he was in a movie while being surrounded by people in Mardi Gras waving at a camera that was filming him.
Yeah.
How awkward would that be?
And he ends up at this fucking bar, and of course he's got 3 women for him, and one of them is the fucking girlfriend of the cop.
He's like, well, these weren't easy to get, so this is the best I could find in such short notice. And the guy's like, okay, this will be fine, because he's just gonna kill him.
Yeah. And then we get a fucking scene of the cops just going to a restaurant.
They're drinking. They've literally done no work, and they're just drinking.
No, first they go to the restaurant.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, sorry.
Because they go to the restaurant. I don't know how they even know this, but they go to the Chinese restaurant, and they're showing the guy the sketch, and they're like, he doesn't recognize it. They're like, okay, do you have a delivery person? And then they go to the delivery person. He immediately recognizes it. He gives him the fucking address, apartment number.
It's also because this guy gave him a fat tip.
Yeah.
And had that giant ring.
But he gives him the address and apartment number. What is the next scene? The cop's just drinking.
Yes, they're just drinking. So, okay. And
our murder suspects. They have his address and apartment, everything.
And they know what he looks like.
It's Mardi Gras. Shit's going down. There's parties.
But you know what? Things come in 3s, Alex. Cause
it's 5.
He's not gonna kill. He's not gonna kill another one because he's already.
Because every serial killer stops at 3. Will. God damn it.
They're just fucking taking a load off.
They're just having a drink. It's fine. We got the address and everything. It's like, bro.
It can wait. It's fine. It's
fine.
not like he's killing anyone.
It's not like today's a big day. It's not like it's Tuesday again or anything. Fucking idiots. And then another bartender runs in and is like, I saw him, and like,
he's gonna kill your girlfriend, blah blah blah. Like, he's here. He's like going to this and this, and like, I don't even know how this bartender knows, because it's not the same bartender that the guy paid off for the 3 girls.
It's not. It's like he just saw them on the street or something.
I don't fucking know how this guy knows, but anyway.
They go to the fucking apartment.
So they finally get their act together, and we're like, okay, maybe we should actually go fucking, like, take this guy down.
Do some police work.
Of course, they fail at that too. So, but don't worry, that's coming up. So, they fail at pretty much everything in this movie. So, the guy, our evil guy, is with the 3 girls, and he's like, hey, so do you guys want a drink? And they're like, yeah, let's get something to drink. And he brings him pisco, which is basically a Peruvian brandy, and he's like, these are meant to be shot, like you have to drink them quickly
with no stopping. Yeah.
and then they all drink it quickly
And they
then
pass out.
it cuts to them passed out,
And he takes them
he's
to his
dragging
fucking
them.
room.
So we get a scene of our detectives coming up to the door finally. This is like the last like 30 minutes of the film, by the way. So they knock on the door and they're like, police, police. He's like, okay, do something about this door. And our hero cop, he's ready. You know, he tries to kick the door, he tries to slam the door, nothing. He doesn't even bust it open.
And like, we can't get in, and then they call the fire department.
And they axe it twice, and then they bust in.
And then they slowly make their way into the fucking room. The guy
lays a girl down on the bed.
And he gets behind, like, he basically starts running away.
So he gets out the window, and our other, like, not the cop that had the girlfriend, because, like, that guy's
his
taking
partner.
care of the women, but the partner, like, slowly crawls out the window that the guy, like, crawled out of, and, like, slowly goes down the stairs.
And then slowly chases him down the street.
The guy, our bad guy, literally, and I'm not kidding here, literally walks away.
Yes.
He walks away.
He walks away.
He does not run.
No, he walks.
Walking away because the detective is so fucking slow that he couldn't even catch up to a walking man.
A walking man.
Like, what the fuck? Who are these detectives? Like, who hired these people? They get all this pertinent information and they're just like, let's go have a drink. Job well done. He's not going to murder anyone.
No, it's in threes. Well, it's fine. But the killer gets away, and the guy's like, "Oh, I lost him," and then the police chief or whoever is there,
police chief chews him out again. He's like, "You fucking lost him." He doesn't say "fuck," of course, but like, he's like, "You fucking lost him again."
And then he like locks down the whole like area. And we see the guy driving out.
And for some reason, we get a police report, and they know exactly what he's driving, even though no one saw him
We've never even seen him driving a car in the movie.
I don't know how they knew what the car description was.
But they know.
They know. So the police start chasing him. He just fucking drives all around. It's not even a good chase.
He drives to like a warehouse on the river or whatever.
He parks behind like a big rig truck.
And here's the thing. He parks.
There's
cops right behind him.
My mind is blown by this scene.
That this happened?
Like, I cannot believe they actually thought this looked like believable and like
or clever
or anything.
Because he parks and then there's a cop right behind him. They immediately get on, they're pointing guns at his car. A bunch of other cops get there.
They all go behind the Big Mac truck and we just see him crawling over it.
So it's like,
how did they not see him getting out of the car? They were all pointing
right at him.
He literally parked and they were all on him.
And somehow they lost him.
He just climbed up a fucking truck. That's all he did.
That's all he did.
And I don't know how, but he got away because they were all behind just looking at his car.
I don't even know, dude. And he gets into a police car and just drives it into the river.
Okay, so here's the thing. Perfect opportunity to get away, right? He actually has a police car, so he could get off the island.
Joke's on you, Will.
Because, you know what? He just fucking rams it into the fucking river.
Well, joke's on you. Because you say to yourself, Will, he has the perfect opportunity to get away. But guess what? He does. Because I fucking knew it. After the car goes in the river, they fish it out, and the fucking diver's like, there's no body in the car. And then they look at the car, and then all of that's in the car, Will, is the little tin mask.
Yep, they take out the tin mask, it zooms in on it, and then it fades to black. Credits.
End film.
So our dude literally walked away
from the worst police force I've seen in a long time.
I have to admit, like, I'm pretty sure if that was the actual police force in New Orleans, anyone could get away with anything.
Dude, you could literally do anything you want.
That is the most, like, lax police force I've ever seen. Because they just...
Dude, as long as
I just love how they get like super important information and instead of to go investigate, they take a load off.
Dude, as long as you make sure you kill 3 people, you're fine.
Well, no. Here's the thing: you can just kill 3 people, and they just think you're done.
That's the thing. So as long
You're
as you
just
get 3,
like,
that's it.
they're like, we don't need to investigate anymore. I mean, he killed 3 people. Who cares? He might do it next year, but I mean, we have time to catch him.
Yeah, you have time, apparently.
I don't understand that logic at all because, like, unless they knew the serial killer's like true MO, wouldn't they want to know if he was gonna kill again? Because they're just assuming that he's not gonna kill again. They're just like, and clearly he's trying to kill more people.
Yes, he is.
So it's like, it's not just 3s. Like, where did you read that cocky-dookie bullshit? Like, where did you read that, like, serial killers only kill in 3s? It's not like fucking when it rains it pours kind of shit.
Dude, I have no fucking
Like,
idea.
What kind of logic is that? Like, serial killers are different people.
No.
It's not like they all have, like, a code of conduct and they all go to, like, a convention and they're like, okay, guys, all right, listen up. All right,
Yeah.
listen up. Here's the rules. You can
Only
only
3.
kill 3 people every year or so, okay?
Has to be 3.
If you go over, you're violating the code and you deserve to go to prison.
You violating the sacred serial killer code.
Also, go kill people in New Orleans because you know, you can just walk away from the crime scenes and it's fine.
It's fine. You just walk away. No one's gonna notice a goddamn thing.
I'm also pretty sure in the 70s they had forensics and they had like fingerprint like identifiers.
Dude, nothing.
There's nothing. There's literally nothing on this police force that makes sense. Like zero.
Zero. You would think
you might
to yourself,
as well call him fucking Paul Blart. Like that's
you
what
think to
get.
yourself, like, okay, there's women being killed and they're all from these same bars in the same area.
Yes.
I don't know. Let's like maybe put like cops in the bars to watch who's taking women out of the bars. I don't.
You know what they did?
Nothing.
The dude went on a date.
That's more important.
Like, women are getting murdered, and the detective's like, oh, yeah, perfect time to go on a date.
Oh yeah.
And the other detective did... I don't even know what the other detective did because we don't get to see what he's doing. Is he's, like, doing detective work? I fucking have no idea. Like,
I wish.
how is that compelling? How are we supposed to look at these guys and be like, yeah, this is the long arm of the law.
This is riveting.
This is... You know what? They're doing good work here.
Riveting character study.
It really is because they're the worst fucking detectives.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. I cared about his relationship with the woman. I really did.
As women are getting murdered, but don't worry, because he kills in 3s, it's gonna be fine. He won't kill again.
No. Clearly.
I just wish we had a scene of them breaking into the fucking guy's room and them seeing all the women tied up and how he's gonna kill the 3rd one, and the detective's like, oh shit, oh god damn it, he's not killing in 3s, he's killing in 6s.
I got it.
He kills 6, not 3. You know what?
Up.
My math was wrong. Sorry, math was never my strong suit. So when I said 3, I meant 6.
The only thing that would be funnier is if they went to like a fucking criminal psychologist and he was the one that told them that. And he was like, well,
like a professional.
It's like, well, you don't have to worry about it. These guys, you know, they only do 3s.
You know, it's been known the serial killers only kill in 3s.
So I think you're safe.
Name one serial killer that's like
stopped,
killed in 3s.
Well, it's just like, okay, I got 3, I'm done. Cool.
Name one.
None. Not even the one in this movie.
Like, the only reason you stop at 3 is because you get caught.
Yes. No, apparently that's it. You got your fill. That's done.
The only reason they get to 3 is because they get caught. Where does this logic come from?
From the
I want to know.
From the riveting writer.
Inquiring minds would love to know.
It's from the riveting mind of the writer, producer, and director of this film.
Yes.
Who's all the same man.
Dude. It's baffling to me. It melted my brain how bad these detectives are. Like, you could put anyone else on screen and be better.
They could have just not even bothered including that whole fucking detective subplot.
It's like they had nothing better to do.
That's it. That's all they had.
They're just like, I don't know. We got the sacrifice scenes. Might as well put
what
in
else?
some
Like what else?
drama.
What else?
Just needless drama. Sure, let's do it.
Fine. Let's have a love montage.
Dude, okay. All right. We gotta get to Shitty to Pretty before I fucking did my brain cells disappear.
Oh, my Shitty to Pretty is very fitting.
I think we're usually pretty much in agreement on these. So.
Well, don't worry. Well, mine is very poetic. 3.
Really?
I am stopping at 3 for this one, baby. I think it's fitting.
Honestly, I was gonna give it a 2, but like,
Nah, it's too entertaining.
it just
It's not that boring.
It's so like dumb.
It is very dumb, but it's not boring enough to be a 2.
No, because like you can sit down and just make fun of it the whole time, which
You
is
have to.
great. I don't know how anyone could literally like sit down and critique this film. Like,
No, it's
seriously, like if you sit down and try and view this seriously, you're gonna have a bad time.
no, it's pointless. You cannot. Don't even bother.
Why would you?
All you can do is just make fun of how fucking inept it is.
Yes. But yeah, so Mardi Gras Massacre, 3 Shitty Pretty gets, if you really want to watch it, you have to rent it. So it's only $2, so it's not like a big ask. It is hilarious to watch.
It's
Like,
something.
I wouldn't watch it by myself. I would probably turn it off if I was watching it by myself, to be honest, because it's so dumb that you need someone else to make fun of it with.
If I was watching this alone, I would have turned it off right away.
Yes,
Like scene 1.
absolutely. But you know what? We were watching it together, so it made it at least bearable.
There was alcohol involved.
Get some alcohol, get some friends, just sit down and fucking make fun of this movie. That's all you need to do.
That's all you need.
You'll have a good hour and a half, trust me. Just get people that love making fun of bad movies, and you'll have a blast. Because it's so fucking brain dead. It's perma-fried.
What a film. What a potato. What an absolute potato.
We were doing so good until Death Dimension and Mardi Gras Massacre.
Were we? We had Uwe Boll before that.
That's true, and we had the Lucifer Complex. So we had two really good movies. So yeah, I don't know. I was hoping for something else, but
Oh, don't worry. We still got a lot.
no, I was hoping for so much more because Mardi Gras is cool. I like Mardi Gras. I've always wanted to go to Mardi Gras, but like this is just had nothing. It was filmed in New Orleans,
Yeah.
but that's about it. There's one stupid scene of Mardi Gras, and it's like 2 minutes long. So.
It's just people fucking staring at the
But
camera.
it's not. Trust me, if you're looking for a massacre that occurs during Mardi Gras, you ain't gonna get it.
This is
I have nothing else to say. It's just dumb. It's just dumb, and it's fun to make fun of.
my brain's turned into a potato.
Same. I think we're gonna end it there then.
Yeah, this is dumb.
For they mostly come out at night. This has been Will.
This has been Alex.
We will talk to you all next time.
Bye. Get on this bed.
You know what, Alex? I just have one last thing to say. Bye.
Pure evil.